By the year 2000, Brendan Fraser was an actor who had just starred in the hit action-adventure film The Mummy. While he appeared in dramatic roles, he was also known for his comedic acting in films like Encino Man, Blast from the Past, and George of the Jungle. Some of the comedic characters Fraser played had an inherent innocence and sweetness to them. Elizabeth Hurley was known for being a model and actress, who starred in the comedy Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery, and appeared in its sequel, Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me. Much of the comedy in the Austin Powers films played off of Hurley's sexuality. Harold Ramis had established a long career with a mixture of writing and directing comedy classics like National Lampoon's Animal House, Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, and Groundhog Day, just to name a few. In movies like Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day, the fantastical concept provided the comedic backdrop for the entire movie. In 2000, a film was released that had a zany fantasy situation co-written and directed by Ramis, starring Fraser as a sweet innocent man and Hurley as a beautiful temptress. Should be comedy gold, right? Let's babble about Bedazzled. Bedazzled is a remake of a 1967 film of the same name, starring Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. Both the 1967 and 2000 films are about a man that encounters the devil who grants them wishes in exchange for their soul. Except the 2000 version makes the devil a woman.
Who are you?
Promise not to tell anyone.
Okay.
Cross your heart and hope to die.
Yeah.
I'm the devil.
Okay.
This simple change played into the idea of a seductress who would use their ladiness to convince a man to give her his soul. The plot of Bedazzled is this. Elliot, played by Brendan Fraser, is a socially awkward, lonely guy who tries to hang out with his coworkers, who are honestly kind of mean. He has an office crush named Alison, but is too shy to ask her out.
Dear God, I would give anything to have that girl in my life.
This is heard by the devil, played by Elizabeth Hurley. The devil presents Elliot with a contract that would grant him 7 wishes in exchange for his soul. Elliot signs the contract, and the devil gives him a pager, just in case any of his wishes don't go well. Spoiler, they don't. Elliot's wishes mainly involve him being with Alison. While the devil does grant them, there's always a negative twist that makes Elliot want to end his wish. After a few bad wishes, Elliot tries to confess to a priest about his deal with the devil, but the priest thinks he's drunk and calls the police. While in jail, he encounters a man who tells him no one can sell their soul because it belongs to God.
Who are you?
Just a friend, brother. Just a really good friend.
He's God. After being released, Elliot tells the devil that he no longer wants to make another wish. Of course, the devil becomes upset and intimidates him into making his final wish. Elliot, unaware of the fine print in his contract, selflessly wishes for Alison's happiness. This selflessness voids his contract with the devil.
That last wish of yours was a deal breaker.
What?
Nobody ever reads the contract. Article 147, paragraph 9, subsection 3, selfless acts of redemption.
Huh?
Basically, it says, if you commit one truly benevolent act, it voids the contract.
So I gotta keep my soul?
Yes, you get to keep your soul.
Elliot finally works up the courage to ask Alison out, but she informs him that she's seeing someone. He then goes back to work and stands up for himself when a coworker picks on him. The film ends with Elliot gaining a bit more confidence and bumping into a new neighbor named Nicole. She looks exactly like Alison, but has a somewhat geeky personality that's similar to Elliot's. We see them in a relationship together while God and the devil watch. I originally saw this movie as a preteen and really enjoyed it. As an adult, I have reevaluated my thoughts. There is some good and some not so good. The comedy in the film revolves around 3 main aspects: physical transformations from the entire cast, Elliot's intended wishes being twisted, and heightened ridiculous situations. The best way to go over this movie is to discuss the 7 wishes that the devil grants Elliot. I'm also going to rate each wish out of 5 pagers on how entertaining and funny they are. I realize that some of the jokes may not work for me, but you may find them to be hilarious. It's just my opinion. Wish number 1, Big Mac and Coke. After the devil tells Elliot that she is the actual devil, Elliot doesn't believe her. To test her, he asks for a Big Mac and Coke. With a nice moment of product placement, the devil takes Elliot to McDonald's and makes Elliot pay for his meal.
Do you have 347? I left my purse in the underworld.
Oh, yes. This truly is the work of the devil. And to think that I doubted you.
While this is technically granting his wish, he obviously isn't impressed. I actually think this bit is funny. Elizabeth Hurley is totally selling the mischievous characteristics of the devil. Her smirk, her look, everything's working. This also sets up what will happen with all of his wishes. She will grant them, but they will never have the results Elliot is hoping for. And since this wish was so lackluster, Elliot won't realize that it was a real wish until later in the film. 5 out of 5 pagers. Wish number 2, rich and powerful. After Elliot signs the devil's contract, he wishes to be more powerful and married to Alison. He is then transported to Colombia and revealed to be a drug kingpin. So this is uncomfortable. We have white Brendan Fraser in brownface acting out horrible stereotypes. It's not great. Even if I try to look past it, it's just weak comedy. While he is married to Alison in this wish, she doesn't love him and is having an affair with her English instructor, Raoul. Elliot is powerful, but the men who work for him, played by his co-workers, turn on him. Raoul takes over his drug business and tries to kill him. Wish number 2 wants us to laugh at him being Colombian, I guess, and also that he's being cuckolded, but it's just not funny. 1 out of 5 pagers. Wish number 3, sensitive man. The devil takes Elliot into Alison's bedroom and reads her diary. It's revealed that she's looking for a man in touch with his emotions. Elliot wishes that he could be the most emotionally sensitive man and that Alison would be in love with him, learning from his mistake in wish number 2. Then we see Alison and Elliot watching the sunset on the beach. Elliot is so sensitive that the sunset makes him cry. Alison progressively gets more irritated by Elliot's emotions. When Elliot's co-workers arrive as bro-y beach bullies, Alison is attracted to them. She expresses that while she loves Elliot, she just wants a guy who wants to sleep with her. The only part of this wish that actually makes me laugh is Elliot's dolphin song.
You're so much more than a fish to me, my playful friend beneath the sea. I have to stop.
Good. Why?
2 out of 5 pagers. Wish number 4, professional basketball player. After wish number 3 failed, Elliot wants to be more athletic and bro-y, like the beach bullies. So he excitedly wishes to be a professional basketball player. He is cartoonishly the best basketball player ever. However, he's inarticulate and not very smart.
The word good falls tragically short of encompassing the sheer virtuosity of your performance this evening.
Well, there's no I in the word team, and this is a team effort, and I just want to say that I'm really proud to be associated with these fine individuals that I have the pleasure of working with.
Alison is a sports reporter who is very attracted to Elliot's size. And of course, the punchline is that some things are not as big as what you would expect.
Oh my God.
Oh! Hey! What the hell?
Alison is apparently a size queen, and after seeing that he doesn't live up to her expectations, is no longer interested in Elliot. For me, some of the basketball scenes are kind of funny and silly. I don't really find any humor in him having a
Teeny weeny winky.
teeny winky, or the fact that he is so dumb he doesn't know what to type in his pager. 2 out of 5 pagers. Wish number 5, Suave Intellectual. After being a dumb athlete, Elliot wants to be smart, articulate, charming, popular, and have a huge
Winky.
winky. In this wish, he becomes a successful author and intellectual that Alison is a fan of. They flirt and have good chemistry. Everything appears to be going exactly how Elliot would want. They go back to his place, and it's revealed that someone is already there.
What the hell is going on, Mary?
Who are you?
Don't play games with me, Mr. Richards. I'm in no mood.
Elliot's partner tells Alison that Elliot is gay. Elliot denies it, but after successfully answering a very specific question, he accepts it.
Who was in the Broadway cast of The Pajama Game?
Janice Page, John Raitt, Eddie Foy Jr. I assume you mean the original cast because there was a revival in 1973 that starred Hal Linden and Barbara McNair. I am gay!
So the main joke in this wish is that he was so charming and put together that he is obviously a gay man. It feels reductive and dated in its depiction of sexual identity. I'm sure in 2000 the idea of a femme gay man was funny without much effort, but it just falls flat for me. 1 out of 5 pagers. Wish number 6, President of the United States. Elliot wants his next wish to be more noble than his previous ones. He ends up wishing to be the President of the United States. This is the shortest wish because Elliot immediately realizes that he's Abraham Lincoln during the night of his assassination. The jokes here mainly revolve around Elliot's physical transformation into Lincoln and him desperately trying to exit his wish. 2 out of 5 pagers. Wish number 7, Happy Life for Alison. Elliot, now somewhat exhausted, wants to take a break from his wishes. He goes to work, but the devil appears on his computer, telling him to make his final wish. Elliot doesn't want to, and they end up getting into an argument, resulting in Elliot making a scene. He tells a priest about the devil, but the priest calls the police. The devil, as one of the officers, says that maybe some time in jail will convince him to make his final wish. In jail, Elliot has the conversation unknowingly with God about his soul. Once he is released, he goes back to the devil's nightclub. Elliot no longer wants to make his wish. He realizes that wishing for better things doesn't get him anywhere. The devil tries to scare him into making his wish, and he finally does. He wishes Alison a happy life. This selfless wish voids his contract with the devil. The wish has a few slightly humorous moments, like the lawyer joke.
Is this heaven?
Heaven? God knows, the courthouse. I'm just meeting a couple of lawyers for lunch, clients of mine.
Get it? But overall, I think the wish is meant to be more touching than funny. It's the moment where Elliot is willing to face the consequences of making a deal with the devil and wish for someone else's happiness. 4 out of 5 pagers. So altogether, that's 17 out of 35 pagers, which is really close to 50%. I guess my score reflects on the true mixture of good and bad in this movie. Its weaknesses are that many of the jokes are just not funny, but its strength is the acting. All the actors involved are going for it. They all seem to know what kind of movie they are in. They play multiple heightened characters and do a pretty good job. Fraser is committed to each new character he plays. I think the strongest acting comes from Hurley. Yes, the film is playing up her attractiveness so much that it sometimes feels objectifying, but that doesn't change the fact that she really embraces the role as the devil and gives a great performance. Maybe the strongest element of the film is the devil's wardrobe. Hurley was already known for her most memorable red carpet look, that dress, aka the safety pin dress she wore at the premiere of 4 Weddings and a Funeral. As a model, Hurley had connections with designers like Donatella Versace. According to Harold Ramis, the original intention was to give the devil fantastical clothes, but Hurley wanted a specific look. Quote, "One day Liz picked up the phone and called Versace and Fendi and said, 'Send over my clothes,' and they did immediately." Honestly, this was an amazing decision. Every look is perfect. The devil comes across as extremely alluring when she is wearing sexy, tailored designer clothes. Besides Versace and Fendi, she also wore designs from Sonia Rykiel. Bedazzled received mixed reviews from critics, but the film was profitable due to its success in England. After Bedazzled, Harold Ramis worked on a few more films like the sequel to Analyze This, Analyze That, The Ice Harvest, and Year One, before passing away in 2014. Brendan Fraser appeared in a number of TV shows and films, but had a bit of a decline in his career. In 2018, he partially attributed this to retreating from the industry after being sexually assaulted by the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, Philip Burke. Fraser currently stars in the DC Universe / HBO Max show Doom Patrol. Elizabeth Hurley appeared in a few movies after Bedazzled and in TV shows like Gossip Girl, The Royals, and Runaways. But she was most successful as a model. After rewatching Bedazzled, I still find it mildly enjoyable. For a comedy, it's not that funny. Also, side note, how is the title sequence so boring? I get it, the camera's looking into the heavens, but it's just plain white text, no special font. What? Anyway, it's a pretty easy watch. It's fun looking at everything Elizabeth Hurley wears, and Hurley's performance is legitimately entertaining. As a preteen, I think I equated heightened situations and boldness with comedy, but today I need more than that to be bedazzled. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell for future Let's Babble About videos. Also, please tell me about your thoughts on Bedazzled in the comments section. If you'd like to support future Let's Babble About videos, head over to my Patreon. And if you like TV and movie reviews, please listen to my podcast, Offscreen Babble, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Special thanks to my Offscreen Babble co-host and husband, Kyle.